Okay, so here's the secret. I'm gonna give you the full secret using mathematics on Tuesday. But there is an optimal strategy for the 4x4, and the second player will win. The first player should lose. No wonder the default setting is set as the first player is you. You're like, wow, I get the first move. Not a good thing. I wanted to show you some terminology so that when I meet with you on Tuesday, just review the video, watch it once. It's probably 10 minutes maximum that we have on this video. On this, it's the second video in the pile today. So I'm going to call these corner moves. Anything that blocks out a corner is going to be called a corner moves. So there's a total of 8 moves that I could do that block out things in the corner. These are called side moves. And these are called center moves. I need to explain this to you so that when we actually do the mathematics, you'll know what I'm talking about, because I'll talk about moving a center move. Or these are the important ones. I saw a lot of these as I was walking around. They're critical to winning. They're called spokes, because what you're doing is you're blocking it out. And as Jenna was saying, you're trying to allow them to, you're trying to not make boxes quickly. You kind of wait till you have a whole bunch in a row, and then you can just, right? So this, when you do something like this, it forces it so that when the next move, when the person has to make the next move and it puts one side up, they'll only get one box, a singleton box out of it. So you don't end up losing too much. So that's why the spokes are really, really important. So I'm not going to, I'm going to talk about chains next time. I'm going to give you a formal definition using mathematics. I'm going to stop here on more lecture stuff, but I do want to go over these results because they're interesting. So I'm not having a party by myself. You guys are with me. That makes me feel better, because sometimes I do have parties by myself in math classes. And I only find out till at the end of the semester, like, I was alone. I was still totally alone. So some of you had said, look, I feel like I'm just playing games in here. I'm not really doing mathematics. That's in fact not true. We will be having machinery, but it's different than a regular math class where you're doing core content like advanced calculus. Advanced calculus should be theorem, definition, proof. You know, it's just rotating those because that's a built-up area. These aren't built-up areas, but there will be mathematics. Let me see if I can pull some. You can just go to Google Scholar and pull up game theory papers, and there will be mathematics in them. Let me see if I can pull something up. I didn't know that. I just saw that now. So at some time or other, we will be talking about this Ducci game, and that's how I kind of started getting into game theory. With most things that I do in research, it starts out with something with students. That does look like mathematics. Z2n, that's mathematics. That's a matrix. That's a theorem, and that's a proof. There's a little square box at the end. Yeah, that's corollary. Once it's a corollary, it's real math. Lemmas, real math. So we're going to get to a point where we're going to bring in math, but it's going to be very natural. That's what I found with my students previously, that they're not opposed to getting the math this way. I do know that the advanced calc and the modern algebra are dry, but it's because it's like a recipe book. They're, you know, we're giving you content, and the fastest way to give that content is just to write it on the board and have everybody write it at the desk and memorize the definitions and write their proofs. You know, you're learning so much in those classes all at once. This is a little different. It's like I need to cook something, and I need this ingredient for it, and I need that ingredient for it. So it'll feel real natural when we start doing this. I have another one that I love. Let me see. There we go. So I actually was next door to a game theorist. He's not here anymore, but when I worked with him, well, that's an abstract. But it's already in LaTeX. If it's in LaTeX, it's going to be math. It's math. So we worked on NIM games, which we're going to talk about very soon. I'm just holding back a little bit and letting you play the games. The first step of any of this is just playing the games. And that's where you start seeing it, and then the theorems make sense. we're just not able to do that in advanced calculus or modern algebra. Play a game first, feel it, you know, fool around with a bit, and then get the theorem. Unfortunately, you can't do that. You'll probably get 2 or 3 theorems done this semester if you do it that way in abstract algebra. And that's on if you're going to graduate school and you have to take the subject GREs, abstract algebra is on the subject GRE, so you don't want to do that to your students. So the real math is coming. Most of you said happy with no quizzes, no tests. Nobody said they wanted quizzes or tests. 100% of you, so there's no scarlet A in here. But we do have some of you that said you wouldn't mind grade homework, but maybe if it's not graded. So maybe what I'll do every time is give you homework. Somebody suggested having certain hours associated with playing the game, so that you're actually playing the game and getting familiar with it. I'm naturally playing the game. I was a little opposed to doing that because I didn't want to force someone to play a game. It seems unnatural to do that. But I can just say, you know, play the game whenever you want, and then I can put some homework problems, try to answer some of these questions as you're playing the game. So I can post those up. And that'll help you kind of structure those kind of questions when you take your own problem. And the other thing was getting clear guidance. A couple of you mentioned that, you know, when the time comes for the graded things like the final project, getting good guidance, I'll totally do that. I already told you there'll be a rubric, there'll be very clear directions of what's expected, and it will be still have that free play element to it. So I don't think that's going to be an issue when you get to that point. Are there any questions? Please feel comfortable telling me anything that you have to. I have no hang-ups about hearing anything from students because I'm going to always take the approach that if you tell me something, it's because you want something in the class to improve. The worst thing for me is to read 2 semesters down the line something on Rate My Professors because I can't do anything about it anymore. But if it's during the class time itself, I can do something about it, and I'm open to that. And it's really nice. I actually felt getting tenured and getting fully promoted is good because now I'm not even worried about that either. It's totally about what I want to do in the classroom. All right. So next Tuesday, how to beat Dr. Krupa. That'll be our class lecture. That'll be the title. It'll be a bit disingenuous to have her in here just for that, right?
Well, she said she had some winning strategies.